All right, doing some troubleshooting on the orange car here a little bit more. We still have the crank sensor issue. I did some testing. I checked all the fuses. We have a voltmeter here, so we did test power and ground coming to the plug end. It's wanting to connect again. There's actually play in the pin of the OBD2 connector, and I did find that there was a previous repair up here. It's saying it's unable. Watch, check this. Look. If I push over a little bit, I can get it to hook up. So we have a OBD2 port connector problem, which is probably why it's not letting me hook up, which is why I'm getting codes when I do my cycle key, because this is my problem. So what I'll have to do is I'm sure I have one of these out in my bin. I'll probably end up maybe, you know, seeing what's in here. Maybe I can reuse some of the pins, maybe I can't. This thing just had lots of abuse, wear and tear, and some kind of a repair, which I don't think is causing any of the issues. So I'm just going to assume that since I got this to power up, I got power and ground, because the power pin, if you look really close, looks like it's bent up a little bit from somebody trying to shove something in there at one time. So I think that might be some of the issues with maybe the CAN bus not wanting to read. So I have to replace the pins, which I'll probably just, like I said, I'll probably just cut and solder every single one of these. And if I have to, I'll take this out, and then I'll cut it back. But that's where that's at. I did put in the other computer as possible, you know, even tried, like, look, I got 2 code readers out here. That other one's a newer one. So I thought, maybe, man, did this thing die? I got power there when I tested it with the meter. So, but we have a connection issue in the pins. So I got to dig that stuff out. I would really like to get the crank sensor thing issue straightened out. We're going to do the first oil change. Like I said, we run it 20 minutes. It was regular oil with some zinc additive. So we're going to throw some regular oil back in it with some zinc additive, and hopefully, you know, at least get this thing so we can start and move it around, so that we can work on some other stuff and then come back to this, which is my plan. So I guess we're going to pin that connector out and see if we can get some connection. And hopefully, like I said, I'm going to check the code that way. I'm going to pull it off. I'm going to switch out probably the crank sensor with a used one that I know is good, being that one was a new OEM Mopar one. I would like to think that there's no problems with it. I've never had one bad right away. And the cam sensor is a known good cam sensor. So we'll just have to play this by ear and see what happens. All right, well, we got some good news and we got some bad news. All right. The good news is, for the crank sensor's fine. The bad news is there's a part missing off the engine. Now, this bottom end was assembled by somebody, like this bottom end was kind of like the parts were bought from one guy, and then he didn't finish putting them together, and then they went to somebody else, and then he had bought all the DCR stuff to go with it, and then ended up selling everything all at one time to somebody else. Okay, so that person had the engine assembled. They did some stuff with the car. They ended up, you know, they threw a big turbo on it, and I recommended who they go through to get it tuned, and basically they ended up overboosting and popping a ring the first time out. So they just lost interest in the car. So I ended up buying the car and the built short block and a couple of the other stuff that he had together for that car, which is where the bottom end and the turbo assembly came from, because this turbo probably has less than 100 miles on it. With that being said, when I did get the engine, basically, you know, it was here for a while. I probably had this thing almost a year. And I did assemble everything back around November. But this is the backstory, guys. All right. So I did pull the pan off. I looked in. Yep, it had the windage tray on it. Yes, it had the strap kit was on it. You know, verified. You know, the rods. Blah blah blah. That stuff was in it. Didn't even take notice to this part missing. So basically, what we have is this is what we're missing. All right. We're missing the tone wheel. All right, now. Okay. I have an engine sitting out here that's actually a part. I just kind of did some verification. So, this is an engine block here. Okay. You can look down and you can see it. That thing that kind of looks like a saw blade, you know, with teeth. That is the tone wheel. Here's the crank sensor. When you stick your finger in here, you can only go so far, right? About yay far with the pinky, up to my second knuckle. Okay. Basically, what I did was this was something that I was questioning. Now, when knowing that the crank is actually or the crank sensor is actually good. So I just did this. I broke out my Borescope. Okay, so this right here, this is a picture looking in through that crank sensor hole in the engine I just showed you. All right, now where are we at? Here is the Borescope. Okay, up here you can see there's where the hole is. All right, now let's feed this up in here. All right, we can turn on this light, and then we can get up in here. We can look. Where's it at here? Got a really good view. Right there. That's where the tone wheel's supposed to be. I mean, I'm up against the crank, you know. We're that deep with this in here, and you can see where my finger is. That's where my knuckle is. How much we're in that the tone wheel is just missing. I mean, two things. I'm gonna throw the crank sensor back in. I guess I'm gonna order a billet tone wheel. That way I have it. Right now I know everything runs with the engine, so this is going to be kind of costly to pull this apart and actually get that installed. I'm not even sure what I got to do to get it on, but I figure if I'm going to do it, I might as well buy a good one. I'll probably buy the ARP bolts. That way everything's good and taken care of, and it's an upgraded part. But it does kind of push this back some. Kind of happy I didn't order a tune, which is why I did the stage 2 computer. You know, I can work on getting the transmission taken care of. And a couple other, I mean, I can do other things on this car, but it's pretty much going to push this off probably till this coming winter. It will start, it just will not rev over 2,500. The clutch felt good. I run it through the gears. You know, the transmission worked works great up on this jack stand, so I know I got a good transmission in the car. But I mean, that's the sheer truth of people when they put stuff together, and some people don't know what they're doing. I mean, like I said, it's the sad bare truth that there's going to be extra costs now. It's going to hold this build up even more, and you know, it's just pretty sad, kind of. I mean, I could pull it apart, I might be able to just drop the pan off and separate the trans and do it with the engine half in the car and put it on. I don't know, but I just know that yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the you know what. But like I said, the motor started. We don't have no leaks. You know, there's positives, and sometimes that's what you got to look on when you run into stuff like this. I mean, I just, you know, this is just something I would have never thought I'd ever see. I mean, I've had lots and lots of motors apart, lots and lots of motors people put together apart. Not something like this where we forgot to put the tone wheel on. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know if anybody offers anything aftermarket where you can put the crank on the outside, or the crank pickup on the outside. I think I remember seeing something that ran off of a cam, but I just, you know, finding something for this old is probably going to be more complicated. It's probably just going to be easier to install that. I mean, if anybody knows of anything, comment, man. That's what I need. So at this point, we're just buttoning this thing back up. It's going to start, it's going to pull out, and we got to get ready for Carlisle. I mean, at least I know what direction I got to go in. I still know what I need to do to the car, and yeah, just kind of saddening. There's ethanol-free fuel in the gas tank, so it'll be fine. It can sit. Like I said, there's no ethanol, even though it's made to run E85, but I know the fuel won't go bad till we get the motor pulled back out and do it again. You know, maybe by that time I'll either have that trans ready to go, or I'll get my Liberty gear set that I actually want. So yeah, I mean, I still got to figure out an upper rad hose, you know, just little things. But yeah, my goodness, enough buts and enough yes. And I'm just going to end it there. There's not even any sense in changing the oil, because the motor's got to come apart. It's not going to run. It's a sad day, guys. All right, see ya.